into the show tonight. He is Carson Cunningham. I am Brian Keating. It is time to crash the boards.
Crash the boards, my favorite time of the week.
Oh, it's beautiful on a Sunday. The Thunder's season came to an abrupt halt this week.
It's so hard to say goodbye.
It is so hard to say goodbye. For a year that lost Kevin Durant and so many of the questions and how were they going to be, I just want to ask you to start this thing off. How do you characterize this season? Successful, not successful, moving in the right direction, going the wrong way? How do you characterize this whole deal?
Well, the start with Kevin leaving was like that marker. It just dried out. It was a very disappointing start to the show. I would equate it to that. But you're right. I mean, just think of the dark cloud that was hanging over Oklahoma City for the first few weeks after Kevin left. I mean, it was looking bad. Everyone assumed Russell would leave. And what does Russell do? Just in typical Russ fashion, he makes history.
Yeah.
Averages a triple-double, something we haven't seen in 55 years, and all that's great. And just the way he kind of rescued the franchise and the viewpoint of everyone else was sensational. Because think about it, you lose a guy like Kevin Durant. Every other team in the history of the NBA has gone directly into the lottery, gone completely in the tank. Obviously, we didn't expect them to win the championship. We probably expected them to make the playoffs and lose in the first round. All that happened, I get that. But the way it happened, it's something we're going to be talking about for years. So I think it was really the best case scenario considering what happened.
No, I think you're right about that. When the Cleveland Cavaliers lost LeBron James, they picked number one twice.
Yeah.
When Shaquille O'Neal left for the LA Lakers, the Orlando Magic drafted number one twice.
Yeah.
The Thunder made the playoffs. Mr. Triple-Double. Russell Westbrook, by the way, wearing a hat today that said Mr. Triple-Double.
He's owning it.
He's owning the Mr. Triple-Double. No, it was a remarkable ride, a super fun season for Russell Westbrook and everything that went into the Triple-Double. And now it's up to Sam Presti. Go get some fellers to play alongside Russell Westbrook. See if you can't get back to the top of the Western Conference.
Yeah, I know people were disappointed in the way they lost the Rockets, but you do have to remember this roster was built around Kevin and Russell. Now Sam gets to kind of mold it around Russ.
All right, so speaking of Sam Presti, he's got a little, I'm sure, he's got an intricate to-do list that he does every day.
Written in Latin, probably.
Yeah, a lot of words that I don't know what they mean. But if you're Sam Presti, if you got your super detailed to-do list, what is number one on that to-do list? What's the biggest key?
Well, I think you obviously have to build a roster that plays better with Russell. The pieces didn't always fit during the regular season, but in order to do that, you need Russell to sign on the dotted line. He is eligible for a maximum contract extension this summer.
Supermax.
The Supermax, over $200 million on July 1st. If he signs that, that is a statement of intent from Russ, and I think he will sign it because I think back in August when he signed that 2-year deal when Kevin left, I think that was Russ showing, hey, I'm here for the long haul. I want to be in Oklahoma City. This is my franchise now. I think it's Russ or bust. Once you sign that, then you can kind of figure things out. And two, I think Russ is kind of becoming an Oklahoma, Brian. Normally he's on the first flight out to L.A. He's sticking around. His wife's having their new first son. He's here in Oklahoma City right now. Maybe he is planting this tree right here in Oklahoma City.
We hope so, right? We hope that's the case. Yeah, I mean, for Sam Presti, it is. Number one, sign Russ. And number two, find some more dudes. Find some more dudes to play alongside Russell Westbrook. They have to remake the roster. You brought it up. This roster was made to play with two guys who were going to take 80% of the shots. They didn't need a whole lot of offensive weapons. You needed
Andre Robertson.
You needed Andre Robertson, and Steven Adams makes a little more sense in those situations. Now they got to find some offensive pieces, some guys to. We found out in the Rocket series, you got to put the ball in the basket if you're going to beat those upper echelon teams. And the Thunder don't put the ball in the basket nearly easy enough to play the kind of high-level basketball that they want to. Find some dudes!
They need some more firepower. You know, it's a simple game. You put the round sphere into the cylinder. At times, it looked like the Thunder were throwing a square into a cylinder, and it was just rattling out and not going.
You're right about that. But they got to
make it fit.
They got to find some guys who can put the ball in the basket and play alongside Russ. Yep. But all of this, Sam Presti had an impossible job trying to. This is where he has to remake his roster.
First big step.
The first really big step, because it was impossible to do once Kevin Durant left. Now, here you go. Remake the roster around Russell Westbrook. So, that being said, he's going to have a bunch of decisions that he's going to have to make. Some very difficult ones. What's the toughest decision he's going to have to figure out in the next few months.
Sam speaks tomorrow. He's got a press conference.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We'll talk to Sam Presti tomorrow.
And I imagine most of the questions are going to involve Andre Robertson. Do you pay Dre? He was sensational against James Harden. I get that. He shot 14% from free throw. He shot better from the field and the three-point line than the free throw line, and it cost him a game, in my opinion. They fouled him. Donovan wouldn't get off the floor. Can you afford to pay a guy the salary Andre wants, about $15 million, for a guy who is really not very good on offense? I know he had a good series against the Rockets offensively, but
he shot the ball pretty well.
He's a one-way player, and can you pay a guy who is that inept on the offensive end, specifically the free throw line? He shot 14% from free throw. I think the Thunder will. I think they want to match him. They've developed him. He's their guy. He wants to be in the Thunder.
Yep.
I just don't know if you can win paying a guy $15 million who can't shoot.
That's going to be a big decision. It depends on how much money it is, but if it's $15 million, it's a lot of money, and you might hide him. I think it's going to be a stash breakup.
Oh, no.
Dear.
Oh, no.
Enes Kanter.
Say it ain't so.
Enes Kanter can't be back on this roster. And that is so sad for all of us.
Yes.
But they got to have wing players. They got to find guys who can make threes. The Thunder were the last place team in the league shooting three-pointers. Enes doesn't shoot three-pointers. So I think we're headed for a stash breakup.
That's going to be sad. I mean, we saw it today, the Celtics, they hit 19 threes. Jay Crowder plays in a position, he hit 6 threes. That's where the league's gone.
If you're going to win in this league anymore, you got to make threes, and sadly, bye, Enes.
King of the Prairie.
King of the Prairie.
They're stash bros leaving.
That's it for us. He's Carson. I'm Brian. Let's crash the board.